Hello, everybody. Shiroi,
Yes.
do you agree that sharing is caring?
Ugh. I mean, kinda.
Okay, Dwibs, do you agree that sharing is caring?
Depends what you're sharing.
Just sharing in general for goodwill and shit.
If it's with good intentions.
Okay, Jova, do you
Then
agree?
yes.
Do you agree that
No,
sharing
no,
is?
no, 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 Pedro. We're not going down that road. I know exactly what you're leading us down to.
But Jova, if everybody agrees that sharing is caring, then there's no point in us watching this movie. Okay,
I thought we agreed. That we wouldn't dig ourselves even deeper with this movie. But, by God, we actually came here.
But
We're about to...
But that's the thing, Jova. The plot and message of this movie is so paper thin. It's literally sharing is caring. That's all this movie is.
Surely there must have been something else to get from this movie aside from, a lesson that I learned in freaking preschool.
Okay, everybody, welcome to Land Before Time 3, the time of the great giving.
Okay, I have good
Is
news.
this like a Christmas movie or
No,
something?
Shiroi. My joke just now should give you a clue of what the great giving is.
Yeah, the message, yeah, but the title sounds like a Christmas movie.
No. They never have. Surprisingly, Shiroi, there's never been a Land Before Time Christmas special. You'd think there would be, but surprisingly not.
Well, to be fair, Christmas doesn't exist yet because Jesus hasn't been born.
Jova, that didn't stop Richard Rich from making a holiday special with the second movie off an Omega, did he?
But you see, Pedro, to be fair, by then Christmas actually did exist. We just have to assume that the wolves are religious.
But that doesn't make any sense.
Are you implying that we were going to make sense of that? Anyway, speaking of Alpha and Omega, yeah, okay, I have good news and bad news. The good news, I no longer have to worry about being in conflicting opinion with Pedro for quite a few of these Land Before Time movies now. There will be the occasional good one here and there. This is not one of them, which leads me to the bad news. Folks, this is arguably, if you ask me, one of the most lame of the Land Before Time movies.
Yeah.
It's not one of the worst ones. It's not one of the stupidest. It's not even one of the most laziest, but it's one of the most lamest. That's right, there are category awards for these.
Yeah, trust me.
These things.
Movie 7 to me is where the franchise officially jumps the shark, but I will not spoil why.
Wait, hold on. Was that the one that actually literally included the shark in it?
No.
Maybe that's 13 I'm thinking of. Anyway, though, so, as you'll recall, let's recap the history of Land Before Time. The first movie was an absolute Don Bluth classic, a take on the land of dinosaurs here and there. Odd choice for a name, but it was still pretty great, with an all-star cast and a wonderful score done by James Horner with a song sung by Diana Ross. There is officially our connection to our recent commentary of The Wiz. So, yeah, it was great. The music was great, the song was great, the animation was great, everything was awesome.
Well, too bad, because the music in this game sucks a rat's ass.
It's not a game, Pedro, it's a movie.
Sorry, this music in this
like-
movie sucks balls. That's the basic point.
So, okay, whereas with Land Before Time 2, you could argue that it did its best to try and maintain the spirit of the original, even if it did feel a bit repetitive in some areas. It had fine enough animation regardless, here and there. And, the moral, for the most part, rung out true here and there. The villains weren't the best, but it worked with what it had, essentially. This movie does none of those things. Like I said, one of my main issues was me coming into conflict with Pedro during the second one. I ain't gonna be defending this one, folks. I remember seeing this as a kid, watching this at W Kids. That was the little kids area of Wegmans back in the day. A place where you could go in, relax while your parents went shopping and all that. I remember seeing this on the TV screen, and it just did not grab me. And that's saying something. I latched onto a lot more stuff as a kid. Not this movie, though.
Well, we all did.
It doesn't help that there's a lack of sharp tooth in this.
All right, everybody. So this is basically unlike the first movie, where it was the second movie, which at the very least apparently was at the very least attempting to have some kind of meaning, this is more made for the kindergarten kids.
Again, and let me remind you, even when I was a kindergartner myself, I didn't really latch on to this movie.
All right, everybody, start before the terrible Universal cartoony plane logo that's tied to these sequels. It's exclusive to these sequels, from what I can tell. I've never seen any other Universal movie that has this logo. That's not a Land Before Time sequel.
I think it may have been on some other ones, but I'm drawing a blank as to what those movies were.
All right, everybody, start right before that logo. Then 3, 2, 1, click.
Oh, great! This movie was made in 1995, which is a pretty awesome year.
This is my problem. It starts with the typical fanfare, and then suddenly, mood whiplash much? Like,
How they got the R the wrong way round.
that it's part of the joke, though. See, because it's funny.
So we start with wait, Pedro. I'm sorry. I didn't think we were watching Fantasia here.
Yeah, this is also going to become a problem because this also happened in the second movie.
Either that, or we're watching. Or we're looking at a concept art for the Star Trek Next Generation.
Yeah, this is also going to be a problem with all these sequels. All of these sequels, for some reason, start with a narrator explaining the creation of the universe and how the dinosaurs ruled the Earth. Guys, it's Land Before Time 3. Nobody's going to use this movie as a jumping on point. Get on with this.
The time of the great.
Also, not only that, they didn't do this in Land Before Time 2 either. So
no, they did. Well, they did, Joe, but they did start actually. They did start in space. That's all these sequels for some reason start with in space, and I don't understand why.
I'm trying to remember. Did the first one start in space as well?
No, the first one started underwater. Get it? Because that's where the first few life forms formed. You know, because Don Bluth actually knew what he was doing, unlike these people.
Okay. If it started in space in the second movie, I can get that, given the whole creation aspect thing, like Fantasia. That said, with this movie and other movies, I don't get why they do it still. But you know what? That's the least of these sequels' problems.
Oh, it is. It is. But it is weird that they do it.
Are we in the Little Mermaid now?
Under the sea, ripped off the sea.
Yes, I'm aware of this. I studied.
Our lawyers, and we will sue you in need.
Yes, movie. Yes, movie. I had biology classes back in the day. I know how evolution works. Can we get to the point? Can we get to the story, please?
We'll have you serve for all you have.
How much story can you tell in an hour and 10 minutes?
That's the thing, Dwips. This movie's already short enough as it is, and yet they're wasting time telling us about the cycle of evolution that has nothing to do with anything.
And yes, I know there are plenty of good 90-minute movies with
sure,
that tell good stories, but the main thing here, this is a 70-minute movie.
How does this... Again, this particular intro has nothing to do with anything. It's just wasting our time.
It's mainly setting you up for the world here. Again,
is this
the problem is...
giving
no.
frog jumping into the water?
The problem is, it's the third movie. We already know how the world is. We don't need to be introduced to it. Nobody's going to use this movie as a jumping on point.
Now, also, since this is for little children, I don't think they'd care very much either.
Now, maybe you could say, oh, well, you see, it's been a while since the last movie. Yeah, problem, this came literally a year after the second movie.
Yeah, a year later. I mean, these were direct-to-video budgeted sequels. They were produced pretty much on an assembly manner, basically. Okay, I will say that while the character animation itself is not stellar, the backgrounds still look really good. They're hand-painted, so...
That is one thing about these sequels, actually. They each managed to give us backgrounds that are different. Trust me, I know it may not seem like much, but a lot of lazy sequels love to reuse the heck out of assets.
Yeah, like Alpha and Omega and stuff like that.
Yeah. So, you know what? I'll give Land Before Time this credit. I feel like, despite the amazing amount of sequels this franchise...
I'm sorry, Joe. I'm going to have to question what the narrator just said. The Great Valley is a great place for children. That's not what the second movie told me, but whatever.
Well, okay. To be fair, the Great Valley only became dangerous because they accidentally let some sharp teeth in.
Yeah, which
After that, though, it is a great place for children.
yeah, but me and Jova, but we did in the second movie commentary. We still call bullshit on that whole rock plot device thing because it, like, how would a bunch of rocks? Whatever, we've ranted about that enough.
Yes.
Anyway, our favorite characters are playing. That's the basic gist of it. So, everybody, you're probably wondering, what is the theme of this movie? I mean, the second movie was about how T-Rexes are not as different from other dinosaurs. They still can feel. What is this about? The first thing we have is we introduce bully characters. Because apparently this is what a Land Before Time movie needed. Bullies.
Wait, is that Gottmanville?
Probably. These sequels surprisingly got some really good actors in them for some reason. There's one sequel that has fucking Cuba Gooding Jr. Cuba Gooding Jr. is one of these sequels, for the record. How the hell they managed to get Cuba Gooding Jr.? I don't know. Maybe he had some gambling debts that he really needed to pay. I don't know.
I was gonna suggest maybe ransom situation. Because you'll never grow up in these sequels.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's just that. Okay, I get it. It's the Bambi syndrome. It turns out that their kid designs are ever so marketable. Why not just have them grow up and have their kids look like them?
Have I missed anything?
Basically, these are new characters. The bully dinosaurs. Yes, because as we all know, this is what Land Before Time needed. Bullying.
If I recall correctly, they never come back after this movie, despite the fact that they're their neighbors.
Yeah.
Well, crap. The apocalypse has already come.
That's the thing, Jova. One common rule between all these sequels is that what happens in one sequel stays in that one sequel, for the most part. There are some exceptions.
Ooh, yeah.
But most...
This is a very short movie.
Well, okay. The Earth is going to be destroyed, and that's the end of the series. Okay, Shiro, final thoughts?
Wow, glad it was over before it could get worse.
Wow, my expectations were subverted. I didn't think they had the movie this early.
Oh, hi, Jeff Bennett. You're back for this movie, I guess.
Yeah, Jeff Bennett is in a lot of these.
That doesn't surprise me. He's a great actor, but he does tend to be in a lot of TV grade stuff.
I miraculously survived.
To be fair, his species is made of pretty stern stuff, so it makes sense.
Dinosaurs don't know what meteors are.
Wow, yeah, hence why they call them rocks falling from the sky.
That's the thing, Jova. Starting with the next movie, that's where the movie goes full alpha and omega on us and starts having the characters mention human terms. I guess it's one thing that this movie at the very least does, that it restrains itself from using human references. But the fourth movie that goes off the window.
I'm impressed that between the two of us, you're the first one to cite a positive.
Well, again.
Well, okay. To be fair, we also did point out that, the backgrounds at least look nice and different enough.
I did point that out, yes. So. Well, that happened. That doesn't really make for a plot, though. So are we actually going to start the plot anytime soon?
What is the plot even?
Sharing is caring. No, I'm not kidding.
An entire hour just to tell us that.
Oh, look at that, guys. There's no water coming from the waterfall. I wonder why. Shira, what do you think that is?
I mean, it's blocked, probably.
Guess how long it takes for them to realize this.
The whole movie.
I'm gonna say 2/3 of the movie. Longer, right? It's longer, isn't it?
No, you've basically got it about right, yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, I was gonna say the movie.
Alright, so I guess the adults will have a talk to figure out what the hell has happened. In the meantime, more playtime,
There was
I
a
guess.
big meteor shower and a landslide, so that might have something to do with it.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess now.
I
to give them-
thought the
give-
bullies were blocking the waterfalls.
Nah.
Okay, Dwebs. Even for the sequel, that would be stupid.
That wouldn't make any sense, Dwebs. That would deprive themselves as well of water. That wouldn't really make any sense.
Isn't there
That'd be
another?
perfect for this movie. But hey, not making any sense is perfect for these sequels that I've seen so far.
Okay. To give this
not
movie.
to mention, maybe the bullies can't drink the water or something, and they're like, well, if we can't have it, no one can.
Okay, Dwebs, to give this movie credit, I said it was lame, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily nonsensical. It technically does make sense. There's not really technically any plot holes that this movie is really egregious about. Oh, don't worry. There will be plenty of sequels that are full of plot holes, but this movie's problem is not so much that it doesn't make sense. No, this movie's problem is the paper thin morality
Yeah.
and just, well, how paper thin it is.
You were saying, Shuri?
I was gonna say, which other movie did it take them to the end to realize, oh, this is why this happened?
The second one, actually, where it took them quite a long time to finally maybe these are what was his name again? Chomper's parents. That's it.
Yeah, that's the one.
Ah, great. These three again.
Although, to be fair, with the sequel, his parents didn't really enter the mix until much later into the plot, so it made sense that, it would take
Oh, here we
later
go.
for them to figure out that those were Chomper's parents.
Hey,
Whereas
Dwebs,
We're
question.
getting the song.
Yes. Hey, Dwebs, question.
Hmm?
Have you ever wondered why it's awesome to be a bully? Because the movie's about to tell you. Oh, here you go. Listen. No, please, you don't have to sing. No.
Okay, I'm looking up who voices this guy because he cannot sing.
Yeah. Oh, you think this is bad job? Wait till you hear Sarah's father sing.
Well, hell, speaking of Don Bluth sequels, have you heard the quote-unquote singing in Secret and 2?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, it's terrible.
Oh, well, okay, to be fair, Eric Idle sings
Well,
it.
obviously, but it's Eric freaking Idle. I mean,
And the problem is the role he has to play, but I'm not saying what that is because that would spoil immensely. Let's see. Hip is played by Josh Keaton.
okay, I get it. You're a bully because it's easy and do you really need a song to justify your incredibly paper thin motivations?
Okay, so Hip's singing voice is Josh Keaton.
Oh, great. More great actors wasted in this tripe.
As for his speaking voice, it's Whit Hertford, an American theater director, writer, and actor. Let's see. And yes, I was right. Nod is played by Scott Menville.
And yeah, once again, the songs basically operate on the same kind of logic that the Lion Guard songs operate. They have absolutely no point. They don't advance the story forward. They're just filler.
Well, technically, Scar's song had a point.
Well, it wasn't a good point, but yeah, I guess you got me there.
That was what you told me about.
Oh yeah, and here's another problem. And here's another problem. First off, like Jova said, why have songs if the actors can sing? Second, But hold on. This is Josh Keaton, now that I'm talking about. Josh Keaton can sing. So why the hell is he singing badly here?
I don't know.
Is he half-assing it?
I guess. You see, Shiroi, it's okay. You see, Shiroi, the solution to bullying is to become bigger and stronger than the bully and beat the crap out of the bully. There you go. That's the solution to bullying. It was right in our faces all along.
Yes. Thank you very much.
No comments on that?
No.
Shiroi expected nothing and she's still disappointed. Am I right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Anyway, this is Josh freaking Keaton. How the hell is he singing badly?
Direction.
I guess.
I don't know. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, Pedro has a point. He definitely can sing.
But here's the thing. Okay, hold on. This is important actually.
So why not go out and investigate?
That's the thing, Dibs. They don't ever actually get that incredibly obvious idea until later because we have to force feed a memory about sharing. I'm sorry, a message about sharing.
And remember, as previous movie suggests, the adults in this universe are pretty stupid.
Yeah.
What's the subtitle of the movie?
To the time of the Great Giving.
More like the time of the great dying. These guys are gonna die because of their own stupidity.
But yeah,
This is why the dinosaurs died.
Let's not investigate why the water's gone. Let's just resign ourselves to the fact that we're doomed.
oh great, and now they all start fighting, bickering, and for no reason. Great.
Again, there's such a simple answer. Investigate why that is,
And now
get
they're
rid of
being-
it. You're strong enough. You're dinosaurs.
And now they're being racist again, learning nothing from the first movie.
That's the
Okay,
thing.
okay,
That's the thing,
okay,
Shiroi.
okay,
Remember, we
okay,
already
okay.
established in the
One
second
at a
movie,
time, guys.
Shiroi. We already established in the second movie that Sarah's father is still racist. So
Not only that, Troy, that was something the kids learned, not something the adults learned. Okay. I can sort of get what they're going with here, though. They're sort of approaching this with, a witch trial sort of mentality, where it's something completely new, and as dinosaurs, they have no idea what it is, because technically, they're not smart like us humans are. So, of course, their first instinct is to try and find the problem, even if that involves blaming other people. This could make for an actually interesting contemporary piece here and there. The problem is the wit with which it is handled.
mm-hmm.
I have never heard that ever. It's like, let's play bullies. It's like, what
Yeah.
the fuck?
I've never even heard anyone say that sentence to begin with.
No,
The bullies were a bad influence on them, I guess.
I think they're more so mocking them. But
I would hope. Oh, yeah, maybe.
that's how I'm reading it so far anyway, unless they start to enjoy it. I don't know.
It is so weird hearing the voice of Robin from that dinosaur.
But yeah, the basic gist of it is that the adults all agree that until something can be for the near future, we all must conserve and drink water moderately to make sure we don't waste it. And of course, the fact that they're wasting water angers Sarah's father. He's just a kid, you fucking moron.
Just tell him that the bullies were picking on you.
And you caught them doing it. Hello?
Littlefoot literally did a I don't know gesture.
Okay, I think the adults are acting more childish than actually.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
kind of the irony of a situation like this when the adults, have the whole racism thing going for them.
Although
Adults
to
tend
be
to be a lot more stubborn.
although to be fair, adults acting like kids and kids acting like adults, it fits this era of filmmaking more than say when the Book of Henry tried to do it.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Although
remember
then again, that
script was written in the
written
90s.
1998, so
Yeah.
and they didn't bother updating it. Seriously, it's the same movie that has old-fashioned cameras at the same time as the mum's playing an Xbox One.
Okay. Oh yeah, now we have to watch all of them go home one at a time because we gotta fill for time. I mean, this movie is already short enough, and yet it still has plenty of filler.
All right, come on, let's see. Let's have a contest. Which one of our stupidities is going to kill us first?
No, Grandpa Longneck. He's not confused. He's just an asshole.
You're not even investigating.
At the very least, it's nice that they
Oh, this
retained...
one. Oh, this line. I'm sure. I think the writer could have worded that better. Sarah, if you don't open this door, I'm eating it down. Okay, to be fair, I stole that joke from Bob's show. Not my joke.
Hashtag not my joke.
Oh my god, the guy who plays Sarah's dad?
Kenneth
John-
oh, sorry. I thought you were meant to say Grandpa Longneck.
No.
Go ahead.
John Ingle. He was in Batman and Robin.
Great. Yet another guy that needs to fire his agent.
Sometimes a job's a job.
Even if it's a really shitty one. Well, this one came out the same year Batman Forever did.
But look at that. Because of the lack of water, the leaves are starting to become dry and weak. Obviously. Yeah, dry. I'm surprised that the Grandpa Longneck somehow knows that the trees are connected to the water in terms of how they are right now. You'd think dinosaurs wouldn't make that connection since they have no way of knowing it, but whatever.
To be fair, that's an easy visual connection to make, water is what helps make leaf actually moist, and lack of water suddenly makes it dry. I can see them probably picking that up over the years, especially... Okay. Let's not forget, the reason they were trying to find the Great Valley in the first place was because of a drought anyway, so if they know what droughts are, then I'm pretty sure that they can get water vistas.
I love that line that she just said, like, in case there's a fire, be sure to remember the escape paths we've taught you. Yeah, now we're talking about fire security. What's next? A message about stranger danger? Like... This is not a movie. It's a fucking... what's the name of that thing?
PSA?
Yeah, this is a PSA. This guy's is a movie. Thank you, movie. We totally needed that. Apparently.
Huh.
Movie.
You'd almost think they were taking cues from Fantasia on this.
Movie.
It's like the third time that they've done that.
Movie. Please focus. There's a plot, supposedly, so focus on it. Don't show me pointless scenes that lead to nothing.
Pedro, technically it is a point. It's to show that they're having a drought.
But we already know that. That's just being redundant.
Redundant, yes, but not pointless.
You said Sarah's dad is gonna sing. Is it a mopey song about being a single dad?
No, it's a song about it's a song about how you don't know any better and I know better.
Oh, so he's learning nothing.
Oh boy, I love this.
No, sure. There's literally a verse in the song that reads, and I quote: "Somebody's gotta be the voice of reason. Is it you or you or you?"
I have
That
a
sounds
big
like
ego.
a song someone would come up with if they're drunk.
That's the thing, Dwebs. All these songs are terrible. They're terribly written.
Oh, by the way, John Mingle is also the narrator of this movie, too, in addition to being Sarah's father.
Grandpa Longneck is played by Kenneth Mars.
But of course, you know him as the voice of Ariel's father, King Triton.
Yep.
He sadly passed away in 2011, which means he couldn't reprise his role for the most recent movie of Land Before Time.
Yep. But yeah, you said that a little about the whole thing with them realizing about the trees, Jova, and yet they didn't make the connection that maybe the water disappearing has something to do with those falling rocks that happened right before it.
To be fair, I guess as dinosaurs, they don't have necessarily the reason to make that connection, seeing as how they
here we go.
cannot see up there.
I think we're about to get an animation error in a moment. Because there's going to be a shot in this movie where Topsy, that's Sarah's father's name, by the way. Yes, his name is Topsy. Don't ask. There's going to be a scene where Topsy is missing a leg. So pay attention. It's a very grievous animation error. Oh, I think it's now. That it's going to start singing. Oh, here we go. God. My God, do you suck? If you're gonna have songs, get people that can sing.
Okay, I'm having trouble being able to tell if he can sing because the audio mixing for this song is flipping terrible. I can barely hear his voice over the music.
So one thing I've noticed, actually, with Universal musicals,
Yes.
this film, the first Mamma Mia, and to an extent the second one, I can't say Cats because I haven't seen all the songs from that one. But what is it with Universal musicals and them having a really hard time picking decent singers?
Again, it says something that The Wiz was one of those exceptions, and that's probably only because Motown Productions were the ones handling the actors in regards to who could sing.
Well, wasn't Michael Jackson with Motown at the time?
Yes. That, or he was a very recent...
Wow, he literally just
senator.
told us. He literally just told that his father was also incredibly strict like him, and he made him what he is today, apparently. So yeah, this is all this is basically runs in the family, apparently.
The problem with this song is how it's sung is like, it's one of those ones that falls into sort of talk singing. Like, it doesn't sound so much like he's singing so much as it is he's talking along with the song to the point where he sounds out of rhythm with it at times.
Yeah, not only that, the lyrics are terrible, and because of the low budget of the movie, they can't afford any kind of stylized visuals that make this song interesting to watch. Instead, it's just the characters looking at each other and singing. It's the same problem with the with how the Lion King remake, in its attempt to be quote-unquote realistic, made the musical numbers incredibly boring to watch. Oh, it's now. I think it's now that we're gonna see a shot where he's missing a leg.
Okay, if I can give this movie one credit, they did make sure to retain Sarah's character development and how, you know, she doesn't have the racist mindset like she used to in the first film.
Mm-hmm. Well, like you yourself said, Jova, the kids learned, not so much the adults.
Yeah. It's just that, you know, that's something a lot of terrible sequels do, is forget that certain characters did learn their lesson. So I
Yeah.
guess it's a positive that this movie didn't commit that sin.
Yeah, fortunately. Here we go. There you go. Notice he's missing a leg. Did you notice that?
Maybe the side of the camera was cutting it off.
You'd think they would notice that during post-production, but I guess that would require watching the movie and paying attention while you're in post-production. And this movie's not exactly attention grabbing. So, but still, you'd think that would be required.
I'll admit, I didn't really notice that my first few times either. I can see how that one would be missed. And it's not like per se we're in the more digital age where, stuff like that had a more keen eye on it. That said, an animation error is an animation error still.
I know, I was just putting it out for fun because it's quite interesting how they missed that. Because someone because remember, this was hand-drawn animation. Like, they had to draw that. And whoever was drawing it forgot to draw the fourth leg.
Okay, yeah, this movie definitely has a bit of a padding problem.
Wait,
We're not even halfway through it.
Oh, Shira, hello. You missed Topsy's song.
Oh well.
Don't worry, Shira. When we get to the credits, I'll tell you where to go back to so you can hear it and voice your thoughts on it.
Sure.
And by the way, Topsy's actor can... well, that's the thing. Normally I would say that, but the other song was done by Josh Keaton, and Josh Keaton can sing, so maybe this is yet another person who can sing and was screwed over by the the morons that made this movie.
Or maybe this was before Josh Keaton could sing, but in John Ingle's case, that's the thing. It's hard for me to gauge how much of that was bad singing because, one, the music editing was bad, so I could barely hear him over the music, and two, he was doing more so what I refer to as talk singing, i.e. more talking over lyrics and music.
Anyway, guess what, Lips?
Yeah.
Since the adults won't do jack shit, the children are gonna decide to go investigate themselves.
Oh boy.
At least they actually made some original score tunes for this movie, so there's that.
Mm-hmm. We smell for it? Last I checked, water, at least clean water, doesn't have... Ugh, whatever.
Well, water does leave a moisture smell. Okay.
I wonder what Michael Tavera thinks every time they ask him to score another one of these films. By the time they got to 14, I'm like, ugh, this is the 13th one I've done.
And not only that, that one was done over quite a hiatus since the last one.
Yeah, what was the time difference? 2007 to 2016.
That is... oh, snap. 9 years.
Well, it's been 4 years now since that one.
Okay, so let's look for water, I guess.
Well, we need to, otherwise people will die.
Alright, so this Stegosaurus is here. He's incredibly thirsty, so he really wants to drink. However, it's not his time to drink. So obviously, Tops is gonna get mad. Because, we haven't had enough of that yet.
Okay, Phaedra, thanks for telling us exactly what was going to happen.
Well, that scene. Okay, Jova, by all means, use your devil's advocate powers. What the hell was that scene for?
It's to show how things are getting more bleak. Simple as that.
You could have done that without being mean-spirited, but whatever, movie.
It's also just so that Sarah's dad is, a racist fop, and eventually we's got to change. It's basic plot 101. That doesn't mean it's necessarily the best, but I do sort of see the mentality.
There you go. We found water. Okay, movie over? No?
Well, we gotta get it to the rest, don't we?
I mean, that'd be an interesting ending. All the dinosaurs die.
Well, Jova, actually, remember.
Well, Dwibs, in that case, Fantasia.
Well, Jova, remember, in Alpha and Omega 2, supposedly we also had to, find a way to go back home, and yet we didn't. We just, ended the movie like that, and then in the third movie, they're mysteriously back. So.
Oh, hey! You guys are here.
Great.
That's the thing. There are quite a few plots going on. The bullies, the drought, Sarah's dad being a racist fop.
What does the bullying plot even have to do with anything? Like, these two plots don't even mesh together at all.
Because, Pedro, sharing is caring.
Well,
That's what ties everything together.
I get that, but how does that tie into the bullying? Like the reason for the bullies to be bullies is because
the bullies are selfish folk who want to basically take and claim everything. So essentially, the antagonists are a bunch of bullies. What does this mean? They're gonna kill them to keep them from telling?
Yeah, Petrie's got it right. So, wah, wah,
allow you to
wah.
make clones of you in the future with InGen.
This is another problem that this movie has in comparison to the second one. The second one, for as bad as it was more entertaining than this. This movie overall is just a slog to get through, even if it's short.
I wouldn't even call the second one bad, but for the most part, when it had scenes, they had a point to them. This movie has blatant padding. Even though there are reasons for scenes to exist, some of them are done so by the numbers and so, well, again, paper thin, that they could have pretty much have just been summed up in a few seconds.
The truth of the matter is, they didn't really have a good idea for a story, so sharing is caring.
Don't!
Oh, look at that. A water reservoir.
Holy moly, we hit the jackpot.
So, movie over? Nah.
I don't think so.
Again, smart. Let the grown-ups know.
I mean, they're incredibly stupid, but you don't have the strength to do it, so yeah, might as well. Yeah, notice how the movie just gave a basic explanation of why can't Petrie just go ahead and tell the adults as fast as possible. Again, the movie did give itself an excuse. It won't always do that. Keep that in mind for later sequels.
Again, I guess that's another positive for this movie, goddammit. I mean, it shouldn't be a positive, but considering how bad some of the other sequels get, it is.
Okay, that's okay. Grandma Lawneck earlier taught us about fire safety. Okay, so, Shiroi, in case of a fire, what do you do?
I mean, you don't hang around.
There's also the stop, drop, and roll thing. If you can, if
I mean, it depends on what situation you're actually in. There are also different types of fires that should be approached in different ways.
and you didn't notice them
What
before?
do you mean the fire signs? That's actual fire.
Not just that, Shiroi. Apparently, they didn't notice that until Littlefoot told them that. Like that.
How did you not smell that? My God.
And guess what? Topsy's plan is to go away from the fire. But however, yeah, you had what Grandpa Longneck is saying. Yeah. Brilliant plan, jackass.
So, what, is he basically leading his daughter and himself to their deaths?
No, he just told that for Sarah to come away from Dwebs.
Well, I meant because, they're arguing about what direction.
You know what, Jova? This brings up a good point.
Yes.
Where the hell is Sarah's mother? She was in the first movie. What happened to her in between the original movie and these sequels?
Wait, was she in the first movie?
She was. Remember, when she was born, there were two Trihorns looking at her egg. So yeah, her mother was there.
Maybe she got a dinosaur divorce or she died.
I'm guessing you can make an argument that she died during that big earthquake in the first movie. It is possible.
That surprised me.
I just wish the movie would at the very least make that, at the very least make a passing reference to it, because the mother, as far as I can tell, just divorced Topsy. Not that I blame her, mind you.
It was probably more likely that she died. And hey, she wouldn't have been the only parent who died in the first movie, now would she?
Yeah. Except Mommy died on screen.
In gruesome fashion, yes.
Well, yeah. I'm sure Duez prefers that over off-screen death.
Uh-huh.
I mean, her mother was such a minor character that an off-screen death like hers is... I don't think that would really bug Dwibs as much. Dwibs?
So, what wouldn't?
See? Case in point.
Yeah, thanks for proving our point. So Jova's point.
No,
Dwibs.
I'm serious. What was the question?
Oh,
Minor character.
This is actually important.
Basically... Ow.
Yeah, they can't see because they're tall and the smoke is clouding their eyes. So the children have to guide them. Alright, this is actually
This
one.
is actually, a good excuse for why the kids would work better here.
So what? By the character dying off screen, you're asking if that would bother me as much?
Yeah, like Sarah's
Yeah,
mother,
like-
who had 0 lines in the first movie.
Well, I mean, I guess it depends. I mean, hell, even minor characters can help motivate the plot in a big way.
Okay. Let me put it like this. We're just trying to, speculate why Sarah's mother doesn't show up and we assume that she died off screen. Would that really bug you, given how Sarah's mother was never really,
No.
an important character in any sense of the word?
Sarah's mother doesn't even come up. Like, they never mention her.
the mom's a very important figure in a child's life. So.
I wonder if this was a bad idea.
Yes, in a child's life, but not necessarily in the life of a movie unless, they focus enough on them.
Let's see that even though.
Well, fortunately, Grandpa Longneck comes in to save them.
Grandpa Longneck.
No, that's his official name. That's how Littlefoot calls him. Well. Well, the Great Valley sure is fucked.
Yeah. Well, that sure did a number on our place. There's that ever so familiar tune.
Well, that happened. keep that face that Littlefoot made just for future sequels, because over the course of the series, Littlefoot becomes more and more of a Gary Stew.
Yeah, would have sucked if you died and then she would have become a Disney princess for it.
He's getting over his racism.
Oh.
Sorry, what was that? I pressed the wrong.
Oh no. What?
I pressed the wrong button. I meant to mute for a second, but I accidentally pressed the deafen. Are you saying something?
It's just mouthing up to the movie.
Yeah.
Alright, there you go. There you go, Shirasi. Like you said, 2/3 into the movie.
So basically, we're gonna have to get a new Great Valley.
Good call, Shirasi.
And-
You know, if you'd have bothered to investigate this, none of this would have happened.
You know what? To their credit, they would have had to have ventured to the mysterious beyond, and that's kind of generally a no-no to do. So, them not figuring out that the rocks were what was plugging up the water, I can kind of get that, especially since meteorology didn't exist around this time. So, yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Never mind.
What?
I said he was getting over his stuff.
He is still Dwibs. Oh,
Still a bit of a grouch, though.
yeah.
Durr. Can you please not do this? Ugh. These characters are about as compelling as the rocks that surround them.
I don't know, Pedro. The rocks are made of a lot of minerals and, different materials, and they have quite a bit of depth to them as well.
I guess.
Wow, I can't believe I'm agreeing with Sarah. I'll probably end up having to save them when the sharp teeth inevitably comes to get them.
The interesting thing, however, is that the sharp teeth in this movie are not going to be the T-Rex like in the previous two movies. Instead, we're going to have the series premiere of another species of dinosaur, specifically the most popular species of dinosaur after the T-Rex.
Oh, yes. We'll get to that later.
Triceratops?
No, that's not a sharp tooth. Carnivorous, a carnivorous species. Come on, you saw Jurassic Park. You know what I'm talking about.
We'll have to wait and see.
But Pedro is
We'll
who
just-
you're talking about.
We will just have to wait and see then.
Sure. Oh god, no. Littlefoot, just say we're going to help Hip and the others because it's the right thing to do. You don't need to sing a song about their feelings.
By the way,
At this point, they might as well sing a song about how they're going to sleep.
don't get too used to Littlefoot's current voice actor because he stopped voicing Littlefoot after movie 4.
That's because, probably for the same reason that they had to switch to his voice actors as well, because, maturity comes and the voice kind of goes with it.
It's funny because his older sister is actually the current voice of Sarah.
Interesting.
She wasn't the voice of Sarah yet, but she's the current voice of Sarah, so yeah.
The ones that keep the more consistent voice are Petrie and Sarah, especially because Jeff Bennett I think Jeff Bennett even played Petrie in the most recent film, didn't he?
Actually, even Sarah's voice actress in this movie is different from, what she'll have later.
Oh, no, I'm aware of that. But over the course of the entire series, Sarah is one of the ones that remains the more consistent in terms of voice sounding, not so much in terms of voice actress. As in, even when she changes voice actress, the voice actresses that come along to replace them always have a very, very good sound-alikes, so it never really feels...
yeah. Okay, fun fact. You know how I mentioned that Scott McAfee's older sister is the current voice of Sarah? Yeah, she starts voicing Sarah in the 5th movie and pretty much went from her on to that.
So, Shiro, do you get the message of the movie yet?
Yeah, can we end?
Okay, so we're done with the songs. Okay, so let's sum up these beautiful musical numbers so far. First off, bullying is awesome because we're bigger, and bigger means better. Second song, I'm right because I say I'm right, and I'm wrong, and you're wrong because I say you're wrong. Third song,
Top tier parenting right there.
Not just that, Shiroi, we also had a song about where Littlefoot was telling the other guys, "Oh, we need to help them," as in these three. And they're
the one we just had.
And they're like, but seriously, but why can't he just say, "Oh, let's help them because it's the right thing to do"? No,
why do we have to sing about it?
No, that's the thing, Shiroi. The song is literally about how, they have feelings too. Blah, 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 blah. You don't need to sing a song about their feelings.
You can just say it.
Here's the problem, though. It's not a water hole. Well, crap.
Yeah, we don't exactly have a branch or something to save you.
And there you go. Oh, there you go. Never mind. Apparently the answer to stop bullying is to help out the bully when he gets himself into a jam.
That's kind of how it goes.
Yeah, don't move. Yeah. The more you move, the worse it gets. Hey guys, a little help, maybe? So, Hip, what did you learn? Apparently nothing. Okay.
I guess he's too proud or stubborn or meh.
So there you go. Apparently that was the message here, right? Like, everybody needs help sometimes. Yeah, and he's afraid of his dad.
I know that's what you kids love to do, but now is not the time.
Oh, by the way, Debs, you've been complaining about Topsy's behavior throughout this movie. You can check this out. The character is about to take a complete 180 that comes out of nowhere. Just pay attention here.
Oh, his father's Scottish.
Yeah, here you go.
Huh.
I know.
I guess he kind of finally realized that, hey, his method of parenting wasn't exactly working out that well.
Wow, somebody learning a lesson that's actually useful.
That's
Yeah,
a nice
you go.
that's a nice fought movie, but he didn't really earn this moment.
No, not really. I mean, the other lessons are useful too, but like for very, very little kids and didn't need a whole movie to be explained.
Like I said, I think the issue is that there's technically quite a few plots going on here that it's easy to forget when this movie actually does have a more interesting message going on here.
That being said, everybody, yeah, and even he just said, like, I know now that we cannot live with so much anger between us. That being said, sure, don't get too attached to that, because in a couple movies from here, he'll forget all about that crap and start being an asshole again.
Oh, great.
And there you go, ladies and gentlemen.
That's the problem when you have 14 of these things.
And there you go, everybody. The Land Before Time premiere of the Velociraptors.
Yep.
Oh god, this was still going.
Well, Gribbs, we gotta bring in some more conflict now that we've resolved all the other plots.
Why?
Got
The
it.
movie's nearly over.
This is the climax. It's got to have some kind of an action sequence. So, Velociraptors. Wow,
Yeah, at the very least.
it's a good thing these Velociraptors waited politely until Grandpa Longneck told the kids to get to safety.
You know,
I guess they were kind of gauging their prey. Velociraptors like to do that.
in terms of dinosaur movies made by Universal, at least Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom had some fun moments.
Okay,
Goes
so
without saying.
and there we go. Let's run away, run away.
Well, yeah, we're kids. Velociraptors love to pick those off.
Oh my god, even the Velociraptors are boring. Do something, attack, bite someone.
To be fair, it's kind of an attack pattern of theirs to try, cow their prey and whatnot first.
Oh yeah, sure. Let's not pay attention to the grown-ups fighting the Velociraptors. Let's pay attention to these guys running, because that's way more exciting to watch.
Actually, to be fair, Pedro, if you may have noticed, the Velociraptors went by the parents and are chasing after the kids for an easier meal.
Oh, okay then.
You might have missed that.
Never mind. Never mind. Ha.
Okay, that was kind of funny.
Oh no, they're dead.
And then they died.
Oh, never mind.
How I cope. Oh.
Yeah, your dad is such a dumbass for trying to save us. God, like, fuck. Screw you, movie.
I mean, that'd be like saying that she's trying to save his child. What a softie.
You know, if he's trying to go for a survival of the fittest thing, we should have left him in the sinkhole.
Yeah.
That's not something to be proud of!
I mean, look at that. Just like in the first movie, we have to solve this problem by pushing a giant rock.
Of course.
Of course, he brought back his others to help. See, he didn't really abandon them. That was such an obvious fake out. Oh. Yeah, let's go ahead and murder them.
Well, self-defense and all.
Oh yeah, that's right, the water.
Oh yeah, let's drown them. There we go. I love what Grandpa Lonex says. I think it's in this movie that he says it. Just hold on. Oh, never mind. I guess it's in a later movie. I'm confusing things. Wow, and they still managed to save themselves still even after this. I mean, how tough are these Velociraptors?
Well, Velociraptors were quite persistent. Again. Well, okay, to be fair, I guess technically this is the first time they have clearly saved the day, so fair enough.
Oh, look at that.
They're
See?
making nice.
See? You see, Dwibs, I know now, Dwibs, that we can't live with all this anger between us. We can't just live angry like this, Dwibs. We just have to be nice to each other. That's the only way we can truly be happy.
How long does it take him to
I
figure it?
have realized it, Dwibs. This movie has shown me the light. You know, up until this point in my life, I have been living with such bitter angerness towards everybody in my life because I just thought that was the only way to live. But now, thanks to this movie, I have now learned that no, it is not the way to do that. I have to be nice to other people. Of course.
Okay, so it turns out that the boys actually do return in the TV show.
So basically, okay, so let's recap. Being nice is nice, and being mean is mean. There you go. That's our basic point here.
To be fair, there were some other... Like Shirai pointed out, the movie does try to teach some other interesting messages, but it's lost in the sea of, well,
there you go.
everything else.
But that's a bit of a now the narrator at the end is going to have a final narration about about the time of the great giving because of all the important sharing and shit.
This is My Little Pony now?
Yes. You see, Shiroi, here's a recap for you. Being nice is nice, and being mean is mean. There you go. That's the primary...
I got that the first time.
But don't you see, Shiroi, I know now. For a long time in my life, I have been living such a bitter existence and being angry at everybody. But this movie has shown me the light, Shiroi. I now know that I have to be nice to other people.
Well then, Pedro, you're going to get an amazing revolution come movie 7 then.
Don't you see, Shiroi? Aren't you so glad that now you finally know that you cannot live your life being angry at others? Oh, here you go.
It took me 27 years.
I guess since I'm the youngest out of us, it took me the least amount of time.
There you go, see?
So,
You
is
see,
it
Dwebs,
Thanksgiving?
the special kind of joy that you can only get, Dwebs, when you share with others.
lovely.
See, Shiroi? See how important it is to share?
Again, it's as Dwib said, it depends what's being shared.
Well, in this case, it's food.
Well, that's
What
good.
if it's poisoned food or food you're allergic to?
Well, we're dinosaurs. We don't really grasp the concepts of those, of that thing, so...
No doubt boring all the kids who heard it.
Exactly.
So, Thanksgiving?
No. The time of the Great Giving, Jova. We're only going to start doing human references in the next movie. Not yet.
Even though humans aren't that intelligent yet.
And there you go. Eventually, the Great Valley will return to its former glory, but not yet. Eventually, the time will mend it. But not that it matters, because in the beginning of the first movie, the Great Valley will be all peachy again. So it's not like this has any lasting impact or anything.
Let's just assume that years happened and they're still little kids.
Yep. And there you
Well,
go.
okay, at the very least, I can at least hear Diana Ross's fantastic rendition of "Hold On Together" again.
If we
That's
hold on
something to look forward to.
If we hold on together. Well, and that was The Land Before
Come
Time
on.
Free. The great...
Come
the
on,
I think it's
movie.
instrumental only, Jova.
Sorry, Jova. Screenplay
Come
by
on,
Dev
movie,
Ross.
give it to me.
Well, Dev, you suck. Good day, sir.
Actually, I've checked. Dev is actually a woman.
Okay, you suck. Good day, good lady. There you go. Sorry.
It's ma'am, not sir.
Whatever. You suck regardless. It doesn't matter what your gender is. You still suck as a screenwriter based on this.
So an instrumental version of "If
There you go,
We
see?
Hold On Together."
Music composed by James Horner. So Diana Ross is not credited. James Horner is for writing the song.
What's even the point of "If We Hold On Together" being instrumental only? The point of it is that it has such amazing vocals. Why would you do that? That's like if you had the credits for Neverending Story 2 cut down on the main theme of that movie's song.
Maybe they didn't want to pay the rights. I don't know. Whatever.
They had him in the second movie. Oh, Andrea Romano, the voice of Fluttershy.
Not just that, she's a master animation casting agent. That's probably why. In fact, now that I think about it, yeah, it's probably because of Andrea Romano that these movies always got some great actors, because Andrea Romano is great at getting great actors for. Remember, she's the one who got Mark Hamill to play Joker in the animated series. You know.
Yes, as a replacement to Tim Curry.
Okay. So yeah, that was Land Before Time Free, the time of the great giving. In the meantime, before we start our final thoughts, let me tell you, Shira, where to go to real quick. In the meantime, Dwebs, give your final thoughts.
It's a Land Before Time sequel. It's about as interesting as Dry Bread, with just as interesting characters to match, and a plot just as interesting to match.
Yep.
The music, the music is.
Give me just a moment, Dwebs.
fine.
Give me just a moment, Dwebs. Shira, go back to 26:45 and just listen from there.
All right.
Go ahead, Dwebs.
And well, there's not really much of anything here that I'll remember in a day or two from now.
Gee, I wonder why Jova
Really?
didn't even remember much either. Go ahead.
Really, the only thing that's memorable is the moral, because it's handled with about as much subtlety as being whacked in the face with a sledgehammer.
Yep.
The sad thing is that I actually did remember this movie more than some of the other Land Before Time movies. And like I said, it's the
And there's
lamest.
12 more of these.
Again,
Yes.
dude, some will be better. Some will be better. There are some good sequels out there, believe it or not. That
Eh.
said, there is also some utterly crap ones too.
Oh boy.
If I might interrupt for a moment, why is this music so upbeat?
Well,
What do you
Shiro,
mean?
but she's talking about Topsy's song.
Oh, that.
Because, well, Shiro, somebody's got to be the voice of reason, isn't
It's
you?
like a 70s/80s pop rock kind of. Like, what is this?
Also, his singing is horrible.
Like, the music sounds like it should be for a motivational song, which it kind of is, but not in the right way. I don't understand, but yeah, carry on with your final thoughts.
Nah, that's about it, really. It's boring. And
All right, while Shiro continues to listen, go ahead, Jova.
It's Lambator time 3. Oh boy, again, I remember seeing this movie so many times at W Kids. It was... okay, it's not the worst sequel. By God help me, it does actually keep itself from having any major plot holes here and there by explaining why characters do act the certain ways they do here and there. And you know what? It's nice that they're finally giving character development even to the grown-ups here and there. That said, this movie actually does have potential to focus on some more serious issues like maybe parents not being that good at parenting here. The problem is that it's one of many plots that are clashing with each other, so it kind of just gets lost amongst the sea of, well, everything going on. Oh, sure, the big connecting thing is that we all got to share here, but there's some other points like racism, trading down traditions to the lineage here and there, or, how you mentor or, parent your kids, possibly affecting their behaviors here and there. Again, the movie does dance with it a bit, and it is there for some portion of it, but it's not there for, as much as it could have been there for, which is a bit of a shame.
Mm-hmm.
The songs are...
Garbage.
Ooh,
I'm sorry, Jova, but no, I'm standing my ground on this. The songs in these sequels are all terrible. They're so bad.
I recall there being like a few good songs here and there, but this movie does not have any of them. Like, and you know what's sad? The closest to good, I'm having trouble deciding if that's Josh Keaton's song or if that's John Ingalls' song. If only because John Ingalls' song maybe has the best instrumentation. It's just the problem is the singing, not mixing or mashing well with it at all here. Like I said, technically this movie doesn't really have any plot holes, and it's not like it makes a complete and utter mess of itself. Like, it does technically tie together all in the end. And at least we can say that some benefit did happen to the characters. Problem is that unlike 2, okay, what I said was essentially a common courtesy of a movie to do. It is by no means a stellar or positive thing. Land Before Time 2 actually did have stuff that was relatively enjoyable that could make it worth watching. This, well, unless you want to know where the bully characters come from when they show up in the final episode of the TV series, you ain't missing much here. And okay, yes, you do get the development of the grown-ups in there, but that's something that you could have inferred even without a movie like this. Is it good that we got a movie showing the parents' development? Yes. Was it absolutely necessary considering how much these movies focus on the kids, actually? No. So, congrats to this movie for managing to not be an immense dumpster fire, but it's also a sign of a degrading quality still.
Congratulations, movie. You're not a complete dumpster fire.
Next!
Shiro.
Well, again, like, a lot of these messages are ones that could be told in, like,
A postcard?
5 to 10 minute shorts.
Yeah.
But, like storybook shorts kind of thing. The songs are terrible. the one I just heard is a complete total mood shift compared to what's going on. This didn't need to be a whole movie at all.
But Shira, don't you realize how you just cannot live your life so full of anger? You just cannot, Shira. You have to be nice.
This didn't need a movie.
Do you not feel changed by this?
No.
In fact,
I'm not a small child. I'm really 30.
In fact, the movie did the opposite, Jova. I think the movie actually got Shiro angrier.
Yes, it's like, wow, it makes me feel rage.
Wow, really?
No. But
I didn't say rage. I mean anger, as in a little bit angrier than she was before she watched this.
Pedro.
Yeah.
The only problem is that would have to imply that this movie makes enough of an impact to do that.
yeah, no, that's the thing. Like, this movie it's pretty inoffensive. There isn't anything terribly wrong with it. I mean, it's not good either. But it's not like... I'm sure there are worse sequels to this thing.
Oh yeah, it's not 7.
No, there are worse sequels, yes. It gets
Yeah,
worse.
I thought.
It gets worse.
Like, at most, the characters are just, completely oblivious to very obvious situations to an absurd degree. The only lesson in this movie that could have gotten a full movie is just the one with Sarah's dad.
I know, right?
Because that's a lesson, unfortunately, a lot of parents actually do need to learn. But no, that's just kind of thrown out there.
Well, that's the thing, Shiroi. That's part of what I was saying. Remember, his entire speech in that scene is, and I quote, "Yelling is no way to show your child how to behave or to show that you care." And then he says, "I know now that if you only express anger, then anger is the only thing your child will be able to express to others." And then and that's when he says that line, "I know now that we cannot live like this, filled with so much anger between us." So there you go, Shira. See, the message is apparently good.
It's a good line that must have come from a different movie because,
Yeah.
again, the movie unfortunately did not foundate this well. I mean, sure, yeah, we technically see Sarah's dad's improvement over time, but man, if the movie had focused on this more, we could have actually had a legit, very good film out of this because it is a poignant message.
Yeah.
And again, the problem is that everything bows out of the way to the whole sharing is caring message.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's it, honestly. It has problems, but I'm not losing sleep over this.
Mm-hmm. Well, like I said before, I'm at the very least grateful because this movie has made me see the light. I know now that I cannot live with so much anger in me. For a long time I've been thinking, the only way to the only way to even exist is to just be angry all the time. But now I have realized, all thanks to this movie, that I should not be angry all the time. In fact, I should be nice to other people. It's so great that this movie managed to really finally make me see the light. That's what I would be saying if I was a moron. But sorry, movie. This movie is a complete and utter impotent piece of media. Like Jova said, it makes little to no impact on whoever watches it. It's the morals aren't necessarily bad ones, but they're told with all the nuance and skill of a 5-year-old made get well postcard. It just doesn't work because it's just like Shira said. It's the kind of message that would work on a 5-minute short, not so much in a full length movie. And this just and of course, like they've said, the whole message with Topsy at the end there, that could have potentially been something good, but the movie just throws that in there among a million other things that it's in doing, that it gives no focus to any of it. So it doesn't matter. Not to mention, I still think it's kind of an unearned moment in more ways than one, because Topsy never really had a proper moment where he truly reflects on his actions. He just literally goes from, here, Sarah, come here and into the fire with me because I'm your father, to literally 10 minutes later, you shouldn't yell at your son. Like, seriously, there's no proper gradual transition between the two states of mind.
Also, is it just me or does John Ingle sound like he's going for a Sully impression? And yes, I know that technically he predates Sully, but he sounds a lot like him.
Well, Jova, somebody's got to be the voice of reason. Is it you, Jova? Or you, Dwibs? Or you, Shiroi?
But certainly not you. Thank you. I'll be here all week.
Okay, so yeah, yet again we keep dragging the name of the original masterpiece down the freaking mud. Great, good job, Universal, and that stupid plane. No, I'm not getting over it. Good job, Universal, for continuing to screw up this franchise and continue to flush it down a toilet. The next time, everybody, we'll be doing The Land Before Time 4. What's the subtitle of that one?
Really, we're doing another one of these.
The Dwibs, like you just said, there's 12 more of these.
He's right,
No,
dude.
that's the subtitle of the next one.
There will be so
Anyway,
much
guess what,
more.
Shiroi? Here's a little sneak peek for you in the audience. In the next
I found the subtitle: Journey Through the Mist.
Journey for the Mist. There you go. Guess what, Shiroi? In the next movie, Littlefoot gets a love interest, and the love interest looks exactly like him, just with bigger eyelashes, because girly.
Huh.
So in the next movie is where we start entering fanfic territory.
Great.
Tune in for that, everybody.
Bye.